Well, as preparations continue for the coronavirus outbreak here in the United States that the CDC said was inevitable, businesses are starting to feel the effects. The Dow Jones today tumbling just over 350 points, capping off the worst week for Wall Street since the 2008 financial crisis.
Yeah, not a good week on Wall Street. Our Michael Martin spoke to one economic expert, though, who says while the world economy will certainly suffer, there will actually be some positive impacts seen here in West Michigan. Michael?
Yeah, Annie Doug speaking today to the Associate Dean of Grand Valley's Seidman College of Business. He shared a sentiment that we've heard quite a bit this week while discussing the coronavirus. We've been through this economic situation before. And he says by looking at how West Michigan and the rest of the United States economy was impacted by the SARS virus in the early 2000s, we can get a pretty good idea as to how this current situation will play out.
If history is a guide, we expect that things will be good as soon as people figure out what the extent of the virus is.
As the United States prepares for the inevitable spread of the COVID-19 virus stateside, uncertainty has taken over in the financial sector, with the stock exchange tumbling.
There's nothing here that says this is going to cause the economy of the world to collapse. There's some short-run uncertainty, and traders are reacting to that.
In terms of comparisons, Paul Isley, Associate Dean of Grand Valley's Seidman College of Business, says this coronavirus appears to be impacting the economic sector much like SARS did in the early 2000s.
Unfortunately, China was 4 times smaller and had 10 times less exposure to international travel than it does now. We do know with SARS that the effect on the economy wasn't lasting.
So while your 401k may appear to be taking a substantial hit, Isley says it's important to consider the long term.
The stock market tends to overreact, and they tend to overreact because of the level of uncertainty. Right now there's a lot of uncertainty about how far the virus will spread, how it will affect supply chains outside of China.
But until there are answers to those urgent questions, businesses here in the States are being affected.
By the 3rd week in February, the supply chain coming from China was running at less than 50%. So less than 50% of the stuff that we would have expected to be shipped was being shipped.
Setting the United States up for one of our worst Februaries for shipping trade since 2011, he says.
The province that Wuhan is in has a lot of steel, a lot of chemicals that they work with, and it affects things all over the place. So even if everything got better today, it's already taken a chunk out of our growth for the year.
But Isley says with all these negative effects come some positives as well.
The drop in interest rates and the drop in gasoline prices are 2 of them. And those are probably bigger effects here in West Michigan than the others.
Isley says that economists at the moment are basing a lot of their modeling on what we saw happen with the SARS virus. Like I said, he says the real question remains, will the coronavirus last longer and in turn affect business and manufacturing more substantially? For now, though, live in the studio, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.
The wait and see. Thank you, Michael. Stay with Fox 17 for continuing coverage on the virus, and you can connect with us on air, online, and on the Facebook page.